Derek Holland came to the Giants as a spring training invitee. Now in his 10th season, the veteran lefty proved himself in the spring, and 28 starts later, he's been a mainstay of the rotation. Holland has pitched well his last 3 times out, so tonight he takes the mound trying to pitch the Giants to their 2nd straight win in San Diego, Game 2 of the series. Next. Back here in Southern California as we come to you from Petco Park, Game 2 of this 3-game series. It's the Giants and it's the Padres. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Nice win last night from the lefty Andy Suarez. So the Giants will hand the ball to another lefty who's having a very fine year.
Well, that would be Derek Holland, and he leads his club in innings pitched. He leads them in number of starts, and in the last 6 starts, his ERA is 1.59. That, for a team that has, since June 1st, the best ERA in the league. The guy he faces tonight, Joey Lucchesi, well, he faced the Giants one time earlier this year, and he stuffed them. 6 innings pitched, he struck out 9, so they owe him.
Aramis Garcia is back at first base tonight as Bruce Bochy's going with a few different right-handed hitters. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you to our NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
All right, Padres take the field here at Petco Park, and our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. Nice 73 degrees, the winds and humidity, and it is a mostly cloudy and comfortable night. All right, let's take a look at our Giants lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. In the leadoff spot will be Tomlinson, Darno, and then Evan Longoria with a big home run last night. Hundley, Garcia, and Pence. Chris Shaw gets a start against the lefty. Gorkis Hernandez eighth, and Derek Holland will hit in the ninth spot.
On the hill tonight for the San Diego Padres will be Joey Lucchesi, product out of Newark, California. Went to Newark Memorial High School and Chabot College. 6'5", 230-pounder, 24 years of age. This is what he has done in his rookie year. He is a guy that has gone 8-8 with a 3.67 ERA. You're going to see a fastball that's a low 90s with a great changeup. And he's got a pretty good curveball too, but he likes that changeup. First time he saw the Giants, he went 6 strong innings, struck out 9. So the Giants have seen him. Take a look at the defense. Starting in the Padres outfield from left to right, it's going to be Renfroe, Margot, and Reyes. Great arms across the board. Galvis, Spangenberg left side, Pereira, Hosmer right side. Austin Hedges, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
So here's Lucchesi, and the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a called strike. So we get started right on time. Tomlinson hitting .214 with 10 runs batted in. Did not play in the game last night. Home plate umpire tonight is Doug Eddings. It's West, Whitson, and Rippiger from first to third. Darno to follow, and then Longoria. And the pitch is low and away.
Doug Eddings, the plate umpire, he's a low ball guy. He's got a big zone. He's a good pitcher's ump, and he's a good breaking ball umpire. But he looks for strikes.
Tomlinson. They're going to say Tomlinson bunted at that one, and I'm not so sure he did. I thought he pulled the bat back. It doesn't matter. It's 2-2.
Yeah, that's what Tomlinson was asking Doug Eddings. Sure about that call?
I mean, that's one where you'd like to maybe get a little help from the umpire down the first base line. So it's 2-2. And there's the first breaking ball, and he fouls it back.
All right, let's take a look.
Talking about.
Did he go? No,
he did not.
He did not. If you look at Lucchesi, I mean, he's got a lot of Clayton Kershaw in him. The way that he sets up with the high arms, and then the way he collapses his backside.
Down the line and foul past Joe West. If it's fair, Hosmer's going to grab it.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. Number 1, Holland versus Hosmer. Hosmer has had some ownage on him, 9 for 21 with 2 doubles and a homer. So we'll watch that matchup. And number 2, make Lucchesi throw strikes. He's a guy that can get a bit wild. Be patient. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
And the 2-2 pitch. Got him. Tomlinson strikes out to open up the ball game, and that'll bring up Darno. Darno at .229 with 3 home runs, 9 driven in. He does not have any history with Lucchesi. And he doesn't waste any time as he swings and misses on the curveball.
Pretty straightaway defense set up to defend against d'Arnaud.
Comes back with a strike. d'Arnaud clearly looking something other than that pitch.
Just based on his first swing, he was up there looking for soft stuff. Giants know he's got a great changeup, and I think that's the toughest pitch to look for.
And on the 0-2 pitch, he rolls it foul into the Giants dugout, which rattled around there like a pinball. Hunter Pence, can you tell he's in the lineup?
Well, he's got the look. Of course, he's always got the look.
He's got the look that he's hit every coffee shop between here and L.A.
It's San Francisco. Don't stop at L.A.
Popped up. It's Pirela going out, and he'll make the call and the catch. 2 down.
Well, we have to ask you, how far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Rami. And last night, Evan Longoria had a 2-run homer off Brian Mitchell in a 2-strike count, 101 miles per hour. That's how hard he hit it. Hit it 372 feet. And for Longoria, his 16th home run of the year.
.52 runs batted in. He's faced Lucchesi twice. He's 1 for 2. And he wraps this one into the gap. It's going to hang up. And moving over and catching is Margot. And Lucchesi with a very nice first inning. Holland coming out. You by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Galvis, Reyes, and Renfroe. Eric Hosmer, you see his numbers lifetime against Holland. They're very good. Hedges, Pirela, and Margot. Spangenberg will hit 8th, and Lucchesi will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the veteran Derek Holland. Holland in his 10th year at the big league level, 6'2", 215-pounder. 31 years of age, and this is what he has done. 28 starts, which leads the team. 7-8 with a 3.46 ERA. You take your at-bats against Derek Holland, you're going to see a fastball that's going to average around low 90s. He can hump it up there in the mid-90s on occasion. He has a curveball, slider, and a changeup. He'll throw anything at any time. Lifetime against the Padres, 1-1 with a 6.20 ERA. Let's take a look at the defense that the Giants will employ tonight behind Holland. Starting in the outfield, from left to right, it'll be Shaw, Hernandez, and Pence. Best arm in center field. Tomlinson, Longoria on the left side. d'Arnaud and Garcia on the right side. Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
And Freddie Galvis takes a pitch down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Galvis hitting .233, 11 home runs, 61 runs batted in. He had a hit in 4 at-bats in the game last night. And there's a call strike.
Holland likes that inside corner. Way over on the first base side of the rubber. When he throws that inside pitch to the righty, it, in the eyes of the hitter, looks like a cutter. But from that angle, it really is a pretty straight four-seam fastball, but it's been a great pitch for him.
Two-one delivery is lined into right center field, a base hit. Pence will cut it off, and that's how the bottom of the first inning gets started. And that's the first base runner in the ball game. So here's Franmil Reyes, a big fella, 15 home runs, 24 driven in. The Padres had 5 hits in the game last night, and Reyes had 1 of the 5. And he takes a strike on the outside corner.
Reyes just 23 years of age. And you mentioned big guy, 6'5", 275. He's 23. He's going to get bigger.
Takes a healthy rip, and he fouls it out of play.
Last year, Reyes, a double-A ball, had 25 home runs, had 102 RBIs. This year, he had 16 home runs in AAA, and now you add the 15 that he's had at the big league level. That's 31 home run year. So the Padres think they really have something special here with the power of this young right-handed hitter.
I mean, we mentioned it yesterday as he takes a call 30. It looks like he's holding a toothpick. He's so big up there.
Now let's take a look at that 0-2 pitch from Derek Holland. It's our pitch cast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company, and that's that inside corner fastball that just locks up Reyes. Yep. Grab some pine meat.
Renfroe, 1 for 3 lifetime against Holland. The one hit a home run. Galvis has got a good lead, and Holland's going to check on him.
Holland's got about 4 different moves to first base. You mentioned a 10-year veteran, and those are things you learn along the way. Holding runners on.
Hit into the gap. Yorkis Hernandez will try to get it. He does. They're going to wave in Galvis. Here's the throw home. It's not in time, and it's 1-0. Padres. Renfroe not wasting any time.
Well, he went up there looking for something soft, and he got a hanger. A lot of times when you're going to throw a first pitch breaking ball, you'll bite off a little more strike zone, and that is right up there at the belt. And for a guy who's looking something soft, you get that kind of location. This is the result. Capper. And with Galvis' speed and a good jump, an easy score.
Maybe you're glad it stayed in the park.
Yeah. Good point.
Here's Hosmer. Hosmer's got some ownage on Holland. First pitch is down low. He's 9 for 21 with a couple of doubles and a home run. Hosmer did not have a hit last night. He went 0 for 4. Swing and a miss to even the count at a ball and a strike. StatCast AI powered by AWS. The pie chart doesn't pull a lot of balls to the first baseman. Actually hits more balls in the shortstop area than to the first base area. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Hosmer takes a little walk, trying to figure out how he missed the last 2 pitches. With the Hedges on deck.
Oh yeah, I mean, both these guys know what type of history they've had against one another. And Hosmer has had lots of good numbers, hitting over 400 with a couple doubles and a home run. So you have to think he was pretty excited about tonight.
Tries to come inside and misses. 2-2. There's Hedges on deck. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pence off the line in right field. And it's outside 3-2. So Holland bent over at the waist as he looks into Hundley. And he rolls this one to Chase Darno, who's going to throw out Hosmer. And on the play, Renfroe goes to third.
Nice breaking ball on that 3-2 pitch. He really broke Hosmer down. I mean, he took his legs out of that swing. So round 1 of that matchup goes to Derek Holland.
Here's Hedges. Hedges hit a home run, his 14th of the year last night. And the first pitch is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes.
I don't think Derek Holland wanted him digging in for 2 minutes when he was getting in the box.
And that's popped out of play. Last night they had a crowd of, they announced 23,000 plus. It looks like about the same size tonight. A lot of Giants fans here. I know most of them are on our floor.
Yeah, well, they were very festive, happy group.
And this pop-up is just to our right. And it's 1-2. Dodgers and Rockies tonight. Dodgers have already taken a 1-0 lead. That game in the first inning. And that'll end the inning on the strikeout to Hedges. So Holland settles down. It's the Padres 1, Giants 0. in San Francisco Giants history. And fans get to pick the most memorable. To vote for tonight's matchup, go to NBCSportsBayArea.com or on Twitter at NBCSGiants. Winner of this round will be announced in Giants postgame live. Vote for your favorite moment between. Giants win the 2014 pennant, 6-3 over the Cardinals. Ishikawa with the home run, and the Giants sweep in Detroit when they won 4-3 on Marco Scudero's game-winning hit. Here's Hundley, and Hundley takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So there's a bit of a barbecue out there. Is that on the roof?
No, I think it's right behind.
Jim's making us do the guessing game here.
Right behind the wall in right field. A lot of Giants fans out there.
So you can actually hit one off of a barbecue if you get enough of it.
Oh yeah, you can put it in the chili beans. Not a problem.
1-2. Hundley 1 for 4 last night. Got him. This was the hit that gave the Giants the lead in Game 4 of the World Series. And this is the Riot coming in to score.
Ryan Theriot. What a bolt of energy that guy was. Marco Scudero, MVP.
How about Theriot, the DH in that game, and he hit 9th.
Wasn't the first time the Giants had a DH hit 9th in the World Series. Shinjo, 2002.
Yeah, that didn't work out very good.
No.
Here's Garcia. Aramis Garcia fouls it back. And then, of course, Romo to end the ball game. Cabrera fastball. And the celebration begins.
Oh man, I just got the chills. That was a good one.
That was the unlikely. No swing. Thank you very much. That was the unlikely of the 3 because of not so much what happened in the World Series. Sweeping them was unlikely. But to get to the World Series was the tough part. 1-2.
And every step of the way.
This is off the end of the bat, and it's going to fall. So Garcia's got a little bit of the magic one-do working right now, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. I apologize for a hit.
So here's Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence on the year at 209, couple of home runs, 19 runs batted in. He's 1 for 2 lifetime against Lucchesi. That's the first hit for the Giants. And he looks at a strike.
Hunter Pence, a big part of 2012. The Giants had a 5-game series against the Reds. Opened up in San Francisco. Reds took the first 2 games. Goes back to Cincinnati. The Giants hadn't won a game there in a couple of years.
Nice play by Hedges.
And Hunter Pence had the speech. Said he wasn't ready to go home yet.
It was, as Bruce Bochy said, it was such an inspiring speech that the Giants struck out 11 times.
But they would win that series in Cincinnati and then get down 3-1 in St. Louis. Come back and win that one and then sweep the Tigers.
Yeah, Hunter had just arrived right before the trade deadline of that year. And then I think from that day he got there, he played in every game for about 4 years straight. Two 2-1 pitch. Here it is to Pence. And it's low. It's 3-1. You might see a spirited swing on this pitch. There's Chris Shaw. Giants have won 3 of 4. That long losing streak in the rearview mirror. Hopefully. High drive. Left field. It's going to hit the scoreboard. Out of here. Lord. And the Giants take the lead.
I can't wait to see the numbers on this thing.
Oh my goodness. Shades of Hunter Pence from 2012.
Oh, there's your spirited swing you're talking about on the 3-1 count. That'll fire up a dugout. That's one of the longest ones he's ever hit.
Here's Shaw. And Shaw takes a strike.
You know when you hit a ball and outfielders don't move, that it's a big one.
Shaw 3 for 3 last night. And he chases. It's now 0-2.
Let's take a look at the 3-1 challenge. 91-mile-an-hour fastball with some cut, and it was up at the belt. And Hunter Renfroe just took a step and just turned around to see how far it was going to go. And that was a big one.
And Shaw strikes out on 3 pitches, so he's gone. 2 down. And here's Gorkis Hernandez.
That home run was highly caffeinated.
Gorkis Hernandez at 239, 15 home runs. He's got 39 runs batted in. He lines it into center field. That's a base hit. I was about to say it's been really a tale of 2 seasons for Gorkis. A great first half, and he's really slowed down the second half. Of course, it'd be hard to duplicate what he did the first half, especially with hitting the ball out of the park.
15 home runs. And for Gorkis Hernandez, he didn't have any last year. Personal high.
Here's Holland, who's 3 for 50. Holland, a switch hitter. Maybe he had to can the switch hitting part. What do you think?
Well, I mean, he's a switch swinger.
I mean, Brad Grimm's the man in charge of the clubhouse, has to carry an extra helmet because a little extra work for Brad Grimm's. With that, you'll probably lace this one into left field.
I hope.
And it's just a bit high.
We're rooting for him. I mean, he's got power. We watch him at batting practice. The batting practice is good, both sides.
And that'll end the inning. Hunter Pence, it's his third of the year. This one's a tape measure job. And the Giants take a 2-1 lead. It's bye-bye baby. Bottom of the second coming up.
Credit Union. Redwood Credit Union offers full-service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
Well, the last game of the season, Sunday the 30th, the Giants are going to honor their fans with Fan Appreciation Day. Giants are going to take on the Dodgers, a special 12:05 starts. You can come out to the yard to experience the fun and have a chance to win prizes like a 2018 Toyota Tacoma, Coors Light Yeti coolers, AT&T $1,000 gift cards, and Alaska Airline flight vouchers.
Here's Jose Pirela, and he takes a ball high. 1 ball and no strikes. This is off the end of the bat. It's in a tough area, but Shaw is going to get there and make the catch. Into the Bermuda Triangle down the left field line. Here's Margot. There's a call strike. Margot at 248. Seven home runs, 45 runs batted in. Let's see Derek Holland now get into a nice rhythm. Maybe it's called a lead.
Well, I mean, he's kind of that way. If you're going to get him, it's usually in the first inning. That rhythm you're talking about. I mean, he's a work quick guy, shoot, fire, rock. Margot, who had been the leadoff hitter for a lot of this year with the Padres, down the lineup now, only because his on-base percentage is 295. It's under 300. You can't lead off if your on-base percentage is under 300.
You're right. That's consistent. Foul. Right over an area where we see a number of Giants fans. Look at that.
That babe. Gamer. She gets it.
I just kind of want to get back to my pizza. Sharply on the ground to Kelby Tomlinson inspects, throws him out. And that'll bring up Spangenberg. Spangenberg not in the lineup yesterday. He's hitting .230 with 7 home runs, 24 runs batted in. And a first pitch breaking ball for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. One more game tomorrow night, day off on Thursday, and in St. Louis on Friday night.
Oh yeah, fired up.
Yeah, right now those guys want to go out and play catch. There's a called strike, 2-1. Remember as a kid when you got a brand new ball? It was like, what?
Well, we played the street, so the leather on the ball didn't last a whole long time. Then we wrapped it up with electrical tape, which was really easy to see towards the evening part of the day.
We had to deal with cow pies.
What do you mean?
It's kind of what the cow left behind.
Oh, I know, but I mean, it's like use them as a base.
Just rub it off. Spangenberg strikes out. Giants lead 2-1.
Not a problem.
Last night it was about Andy Suarez. He allowed a couple of earned runs in 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. He threw 87 pitches. He was very efficient. He got ground balls. He got a few strikeouts. He didn't walk many. And then he got ticked off when he got taken out of the game.
Well, he'll get over that.
Here's Tomlinson who takes a strike, which we both agreed. It's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Not a bad thing.
He didn't want to come out of that game. He wants to finish it. Good for him.
He said he wanted to do what Chris Stratton did.
Yeah, just don't show up your manager. 2 things you learn. Don't show up your manager, and when you walk off the field and you're getting an applause, tip your cap. There's Andy Suarez. He's had a nice rookie year.
A quick 0-2 to Tomlinson. And the 0-2 pitch is high. Darno to follow. Pence's home run, and the Giants lead 2-1. Tomlinson, kind of an emergency swing roller to Pirela. 1 out. He's looking at Boach saying, I don't want to come out. All right, fine.
Sorry, Skip. I lost my mind there. I don't even know what I was thinking.
That's all right. You're going to be on the team next year. Don't worry about it.
You saw the reaction from Bochy.
Well, no, I mean, that's a reaction of, look, I appreciate it, and good job, basically. Here's Darno. In all honesty, I don't think Coach noticed it.
I didn't think it was a big deal. But you pointed it out in the pregame show today. Of all the guys on that pitching staff, he's the last guy you would think would show any reaction to a manager.
Darno with a swing and a miss. Longoria on deck. This is lined into center field, but it happens to be right at Margot. '19 group ticket deposits are now available. You can secure a space at the front of the line for some of 2019's biggest games. Place your deposit for group tickets now at sfgiants.com/2019. Longoria hit a fly ball to Margot in the first. And a strike, and it's 0-1. That pitch is just a little bit high. And a one hopper. 2-1. Huntley would hit if Longoria extends the inning. Giants with a 2-1 lead.
You look at the numbers: 248 batting average, 289 on base percentage. And I think the on base percentage is one of the things that Longoria happy about. Look, he missed 35 games. He still got 16 home runs, 50+ RBIs. So I mean, you lose over a month's worth of ball games. Plus, you have to start over again. It definitely upsets your year, but the on-base percentage, I think that gnaws on him. You know, and the other thing too, you're an American League guy, and you've been there for 9 years. You know everybody. Now you get over to the other league, and you know some guys, but basically you got to learn a new league.
And ballparks.
And ballpark, and infields.
And new broadcasters.
And new broadcasters.
We haven't broached that to him just yet. And that'll end the inning. 2-1 Giants. We'll be back.
Refreshing finish on this date 17 years ago. The big cat, Andres Galarraga, hit a huge home run off of Roy Oswalt. Almost to the second stand where the Coke bottle was. And it was the first game back after the events of 9/11.
Here's Joey Lucchese. Yeah, I think if you could impress Mr. Bonds, then you've done something.
Yeah.
And the big cat impressed Mr. Bonds.
The one that Hunter Pence hit tonight off Joey Lucchese, I'd like to see where that would have gone back in San Francisco. Because it was as loud as the one that Galarraga hit.
Yep. Lucchese strikes out. John Miller is going to join Mike in innings 4, 5, and 6. Dave Fleming is on assignment. I forgot, to be honest with you. Which means I got to start to regroup here.
Galvis is going to be a free agent this year. You say, well, he hit 233. What's the big deal? Well, he's got 11 home runs and 61 RBIs, and he plays a great shortstop. That's the big deal.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I'm kind of anxious to see how free agency goes this year.
I think there's a lot of people that are anxious to see how it goes.
I thought last year's free agency was kind of a dud. I mean, not because of the players, just that a lot of guys didn't get jobs.
Still some out of jobs.
Yeah.
Line down the left field line, and that's trouble. So it'll be a double for Galvis, who's now 2 for 2.
Chase Darno, Freddie Galvis having a chat.
Here's Reyes, who struck out looking in the first. Tying run now at second base. And there's a strike on the inside corner. You can tell, and Mike talks about it all the time with tall hitters, you can tell what Holland's trying to do. He's trying to stay inside.
Guys 6'5", they have long arms for the most part. There are exceptions, but for the most part, they're middle away guys. Tall hitters like the low pitch, they like the ball out over the plate. You know what I'm saying? You throw the tall guys up, you throw the little guys down.
Holland ready.
You think about it, baseball history, there aren't that many tall guys that were high ball hitters. Dave Winfield, John Olerud. The guy in Milwaukee right now, Christian Yelich, who's hitting that high pitch consistently. Bruce Bochy. Most tall hitters like that low pitch. And they like it middle away.
Two and two.
It's the one professional sport that really is a disadvantage if you're taller. It's not a game designed for tall in the batter's box. Just missed.
Set up.
Now tall works if you're a pitcher. Higher release, create an angle.
Yeah, plus, if you're tall and it looks like you're going to be tall, you're kind of pushed in another sport. Hit up the middle and a base hit. And the throw home is late. And this game is tied on the base hit by Reyes. His 25th RBI. Too much play.
Got into a 3-2 get it in situation. And Reyes, to his credit, took a little swing out, went back up the middle. The thing about Reyes, though, he had an opportunity when that ball got over the cutoff man to go to second base, and he did not take advantage of it.
Renfroe doubled in a run in the first. Hunter Pence moving over, and Hunter Pence will make the catch. It can get weird down into that corner. But a nice job by Pence. 2 outs, and here's Hosmer. How do you think the Diamondback season is going?
Well, they're scuffling right now.
Hosmer takes a strike. Are they losing again?
They're losing 5-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning against the Cubs in Arizona. And they've really had some problems in their bullpen down the stretch.
And another strike, and it's 0-2.
That's the thing about a 6-month season. I mean, if you have a weakness, it's going to get exposed.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Padres tie it up. John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 2-2.
NBCSportsBayArea.com and the NBC Sports app for mobile and tablets. Stream the Giants on the go wherever you are. Brought to you by the NorCal Honda dealers. It is all tied up, 2-2. We head to the top of the fourth inning, and here to tell you all about it, my partner, our Hall of Famer, John Miller.
And it is Nick Hundley, and the curveball is in there for a called strike. Giants got 2 runs in the second inning on the spectacular home run by Hunter Pence, who is due up third in this inning. Back to the screen.
That is right in the wheelhouse of Nick Hundley.
Well, Hundley facing the team with which he started his major league career. He was the second-round draft choice of the Padres back in 2005. Made his major league debut with them in 2009. Paid his dues in the minor league for a few years before he got here. Very high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Luke Casey, he kind of dazzled the Giants when he faced them on Jackie Robinson Day back on April 15th. This is the first time they faced him since then, though, which is surprising, as often as the teams have played each other. 1-2 the count. That is clobbered down the left field line. That will go to the wall in the corner. Renfro digs it out, but with a stand-up double is Nick Hundley. Hundley, nice at bat after falling behind in the count. 0-2. Rockies, by the way, have tied up the Dodgers. They got a run against Kershaw in the third inning, so that game is 1-1. Kershaw's walked a couple and is not allowed a hit, and yet they got a run. A couple of errors by the Dodgers back of Kershaw. That ball is slashed foul off to the right by Garcia.
The more I see Garcia, the more impressed I am with his swing. I mean, he gets it going. That bat head flies through the zone.
And Bruce Bochy likes that too. He likes to see a guy who really tries to annihilate the ball. See a pitch that you like. And he's hit a couple of home runs. He's only had a total of 24 big league at bats. He's had 9 hits, including a bloop single that started a 2-run rally in the second tonight. Wow. That's that little extension on that outside corner, and he is rung up.
Yeah, Doug Eddings is a good pitcher's umpire for reasons like this. I mean, he'll look for strikes and he'll stretch out the zone a little bit. That's a perfect 0-2 pitch right there. A little paralysis fastball, and if you get the umpire to go along with you, hey, you can take the bat right out of a hitter's hands.
Hunter Pence. Man, did Pence hit an epic home run back in the second. A little bit too far off the outside. Ball 1.
Well, he hit it so good, I couldn't wait for this second at bat just to see if he could do it again. That's how good that first one was. That had some wow factor to it.
Oh, 1 ball, 1 strike the count. In case he gives up a home run every so often, he has now allowed 18 homers in 118 innings. So about every 6 1/3, 6 2/3 innings. And that drops a little bit low on the outside.
Well, we watched him pitch a lot of pitches up tonight, belt high and above, and those are balls that when they get hit, I mean, they'll elevate on contact and they'll go out of the ballpark.
Hunter Pence, runner at second, and that's back over the screen, out of play.
Well, here's the home run we're talking about. The second, and he had a 3-1 count. And he just let it fly and hit this thing right on the screws. 108 miles per hour, 437 feet. I might argue with that. I thought it was farther. Sounded farther.
Down the first base line, a fair ball. So Huntley will come around to score. Pence is going to challenge Reyes' arm and makes it with a double. Hunter Pence still runs well and broke hard out of the batter's box, turning that one into a double. 3-2 Giants back ahead. Pence has knocked in all 3 of the runs.
Yeah, this is a 2-strike at bat here. They set the target away. He cuts that thing. It runs right back over the middle, and Pence stays inside it beautifully. They had played him off the line, and he just hits away from the defense. So 2 legs of the cycle.
We haven't seen Pence hit with extra base power a whole lot this year, but he's doing it big time tonight. A homer and a double. And here is Shaw. And it's way inside for ball 1.
You don't hear people get too excited about 2 legs on the cycle, but first 2 at bats, home run, double. It's worth mentioning.
He chased 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm a little cycle happy because of what happened up in Milwaukee. Christian Yelich has had 2 cycles this year.
Against the same team.
How about that?
He's one of a very small number of guys ever to hit 2 cycles in the same season in the first place. But nobody besides him has ever done it against the same team twice in the same year.
Not even Fred Lewis.
One of the things I always loved about Freddie Lewis, left-handed hitter. He had some power. He ran well. There goes Pence. Hedges high and wide, knocked down by Spangenberg, and Hunter Pence steals 3rd.
That's a big play.
His 5th steal of the year in 5 tries.
He took advantage of a young pitcher. I mean, Lucchesi, he's got a lot of moving parts. He just, once he starts that motion out of stretch, I mean, it takes him a long time to get rid of the ball. Almost 1.5 seconds, and that's a slow time.
So now the infield comes in with Pence at 3rd and 1 out. 2 balls and a strike to Shaw. 3-1. He's the only left-handed hitter in the lineup for the Giants. Shaw, who had a 3-hit game last night, a single and 2 doubles, and 2 hits the day before, 2 singles and an RBI against the Rockies. And this time he gets the walk. And now the pitching coach, Darren Balsley, will head out to the mound to visit with Lucchesi. Hunter Pence has been the man for the Giants tonight.
He has been the man.
And we've seen it before, many a time in his years with the Giants. And it's kind of cool now. Whenever he comes out of the dugout to pinch hit or whatever, people react to that. They start to cheer. Gets introduced into a game, they cheer.
No question, one of the most popular Giants of all time.
So Lucchesi has had the visit with Balsley. And now Gorky Hernandez, who ripped a single to center his first time, will come up trying to add on here. The Giants with a run home, leading 3-2 in the 4th inning. Pence at 3rd, Shaw at 1st. Middle infield, double play depth, pulled in at the corners though. 1-1. Gorky's with a long look at Ron Wotus, who was flashing some signs from the 3rd base coaching lines. And the fastball is off the inside. Now Shaw You don't think of Shaw in terms of base stealing so much.
Well, he's got pretty good speed for a big man. And Lucchese's going to give you a chance. Even a guy who's got a little bit better than average speed can steal a base because he's so slow to get rid of the ball out of the stretch.
There's a bloop, but back goes Pirela. Not quite enough on that one to make it beyond Pirela. So Gorkis is retired. 2 down, the runners had to hold. And now Holland will come up.
Well, if you're Holland, who did not look good in his first at bat against Lucchese, I mean, this is where you think about drag bunt. Holland runs well. I mean, he's a good athlete.
Hundley led off the inning with a double with 1 out. Pence doubled him home. Pence stole third. Shaw walked. Pence at third, Shaw at first. 2 down.
If he could bunt the ball out towards the second baseman, it would be a run. Padres are respecting it at the third base side.
Spangenberg pulled in almost to the edge of the grass at third. Hosmer on the bag at first with the runner. And that is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Having a look at Ron Wotus again. The third base coach flashes through some possible signs in there. One and 2.
Breaking ball just giving him some problems.
This next pitch will be the 70th of the game thrown by Lucchese already. Over the 4th inning. And they've been very conservative with this pitch count this year. There goes Shaw, the ball in the dirt, and Shaw steals second base. Shaw gets his first major league steal. Runners at second and third now. That ball is hit high in the air to center. Margot, plenty of time with this ball hit so high. And that's the inning. So the Giants get the run, knocked in by Hunter Pence, 2 stranded. 3-2 Giants after 3.5. Giants Dodgers history. It was Brian Johnson, the Bay Area native, with the walk-off homer against Mark Guthrie. And that completed the sweep of the series. The Giants were 2 games out with 11 games to play when the Dodgers came to town. They needed a sweep to tie them before they left town, and they got the sweep. And our conventional wisdom that day was that the wind had started blowing in hard from left field. Balls to left were getting knocked down. One thing we knew was nobody would end the game with a home run to left. Rod Beck was the winning pitcher, and he came on and got the bases loaded, though, with nobody out. And he got out of it. He got future Hall of Famer Eddie Murray to hit into a double play, and that ended the inning. Part of what made that game become a legend in Giants-Dodgers annals. Dusty Baker had brought Beck in, and the fans were unhappy because Beck had not been doing that well. And he'd been supplanted as the closer in just a couple of days before that by Roberto Hernandez. Big swing and a miss by Austin Hedges. Then they got the bases loaded against him. Man, the fans were angry. And Dusty went out to the mound. They called Dusty every name in the book. and Dusty went out to Rod Beck, and Rod Beck told the story later on because it was really a cool story. This is right into the defense. Darno was on the shortstop side of second and throws out Hedges, one away. But Dusty came out to him. He said, Rod, there's nobody. We've known each other a long time. There's nobody in the world I'd rather have in a spot like this than you. You're the best I've ever seen in spots like this. Just do what you've always done. And Beck said, yeah. And he was really kind of psyched up by that.
Fired him up.
He fired him up, and he got out of it. Bases loaded, nobody out in a pennant race, and he got out of it.
Struck out Todd Zeile, and then he got Murray to hit into the double play.
And the Giants eventually won that game. And by the way, then he walked off the mound to a standing ovation. We love you, Rodney. Shooter. That's along the right field line, and half the Giants team's giving chase, but it's back into the crowd. Out of play.
It was one of my favorite Rod Beck moments, and he was out of gas. I mean, one thing Rod Beck would never do, and that's refuse the ball. And he was out there with a good act, and that was about it. He was gassed. I mean, they all were. It was just one of those years that it took every bit of strength to get to where they got. And but somehow Rod Beck would always seem to make it work with what he had. It's just a great memory of a great reliever and a great Giant.
So Pirela, the hitter. And it's 1-2 strikes now facing Dutch Holland here in the last of the fourth. 3-2. The Giants are back ahead. Brian Sabean called him a warrior. In fact, later on, just the next year, Beck was with the Cubs, and he was out of gas then. The Giants ended up facing the Cubs in the one-game tiebreaker playoff. Strike 3 call to the inside. And I remember flying to Chicago, and Beck was pitching every day for the Cubs to help get them to that game. And Sabean just said, that's a big concern because maybe he has nothing left, but he's a warrior. And it's just what you just said. He figures out what might work on that day and has a tendency to get it. And that's exactly what he did. He got Joe Carter. He went out throwing 78-mile-an-hour fastballs. I kept thinking, wow, he's just throwing all changeups.
That was it.
And then we realized, no, that's his fastball today.
That's all I got.
And he made it work. And they beat the Giants in that game. Margot off the inside. Manuel Margot grounded out to short his first time. Brian Johnson still with the Giants, does scouting. He was a midseason acquisition for the Giants that year too. Padres got a run in the first. The Giants got 2 in the second, and the Pence home run. The Padres tied it in the third. Reyes singling home the tying run, and then the Giants back ahead here in the fourth on Hunter Pence doubled to knock in Hundley, who had doubled. Pence has knocked in 3, and that will go back out of play. Full count now, 3-2 with 2 down, nobody on here in the last of the fourth. And it's a walk. That is the first walk allowed by Holland. So Margot will go to first. Spangenberg will come up. Margot has 10 steals this year. He's also been thrown out trying to steal 10 times. Keeping an eye on that Dodger Rockies game. 1-1, last of the fourth inning now. There. Broken bat. And Garcia runs over, gets the unassisted put out. And we're heading to the fifth inning. Top of the order. Tomlinson, Darno, and Longoria coming up. 3-2 Giants.
Together, best record when scoring 4+ runs this season in the National League. Cubs on top of the heap, 66-14. Giants in 6th place with a record of 50-17 when they score 4 or more runs. And that's our lowest whole team together.
So, if you could just score 4 or more often, more wins.
That's the plan.
3 on the board tonight. They lead 3-2 as we head to the 5th inning. Between innings, manager Andy Green came out and was conversing with the home plate umpire Doug Eddings about what we don't know. Joey Lucchesi will toe the pitching slab now as Kelby Tomlinson leads off. The Giants with 3 runs on the board, but off in the middle of the order. The top of the order has not yet been on base. None of the top 3 hitters have reached. Out of play. Tomlinson has struck out and grounded out to second. Darno 0 for 2 behind him, and then Longoria 0 for 2. And this is the 3rd time that they have led off the inning against Joey Lucchesi. Lucchesi, a former Chabot Gladiator. Oh, okay. The grounds crew had gone out there. Maybe that's what Green had asked for when he came out. So they went out and did a little landscape work.
I don't really understand that. The reason is, I mean, you dig a hole, you want to use that slab, that pitching rubber, just like it's a starting block at a track meet. So you want to have your foot out in front, parallel to that rubber, pushing off that rubber to give you some drive. Where you run into a problem is if you're landing in the same area with your stride step. And if there's a hole dug there, I mean, if you're hitting it, it's causing you to land at a bad angle with your foot. But when you're pushing off like that, I don't see where you need to fill in a hole. I've never ever seen that.
That is a base hit just over the head of Pirela.
Nice at bat.
Hit number 6 for the Giants. And the first for Tomlinson.
The way they've constructed mounds and home plates now, you just don't see many deep holes. Again, you see a hole where a guy will push off from the rubber, but where your stride step lands, it used to be common that games would get stopped just about daily when there'd be a big hole out on the front of the rubber where guys are landing in it. It would cause you to have that filled and repaired. And likewise, you'd see big holes in the batter's box, but not anymore.
Here's Darno. Darno has popped to second and lined out to the center fielder over toward right center.
And the reason for that is there's so much clay that is in the mix that forms the mound and home plate that prevents the mound from breaking down and from the batter's box to have a big hole in it.
Tomlinson, who has a lot of speed but has not stolen a base this year in the big leagues. Giants got 2 steals in the 4th inning against Lucchesi. You see how the Padres are playing it. The middle infielders pulled in a bit. Double play depth. Hosmer on the bag with Tomlinson. Off the outside. 2-0.
You know, that really has become a science. Groundskeepers have really taken fields and field designs and they have taken it to another level. You will not find any 2 stadiums in the country that have the same grass strain in their field. Grass strains in the infield, the outfield, they're designed for that specific area, that climate, depending on the humidity, the dryness. So grass mixtures are different, and the same thing can be said about the infields. Greg Elliott, the Giants groundskeeper back in San Francisco, I mean, he's really an interesting guy to talk to about how he builds infields and outfields.
There's a high foul fly off the left field line into the crowd. Renfroe came over.
But you know, it makes sense. I mean, you have different weather conditions in the Bay Area than you do in Atlanta, Georgia, than you do in Chicago. I mean, it just makes sense.
And then you have a place like Arizona or Houston with the retractable roof. Seattle. And they've got to figure out a way to grow the grass, even though maybe it won't get the sun all the time. That's a base hit through that open hole. And racing around to third goes Tomlinson. Well done by Chase Darno, with Hosmer on the bag opening up that hole, and he hit it right through there in that opening.
Now you think about the approach. 3rd time through the lineup now. Tomlinson going to right field and Darno now doing the same thing. With Lucchese's fastball, it's got natural cut that's going to work its way into a right-handed hitter. And these guys are up there right now. It's a great job of standing inside that pitch, going to right field. I think that's what he had in mind the entire at bat. And very quickly, the Padres respond by getting a Phil Maton. So the Rabbits have done their job. They set the table.
There's Longoria. Longoria's been swinging the bat really well lately. Big 2-run homer here last night. With his flight out to left center, a ball that would have produced a run in this scenario, and he struck out his last time, so he's 0 for 2. Nobody out. The middle infield double play depth, so even a double play would get another run home for the Giants, who lead 3-2. He hit his home run last night off the 2nd balcony on the Western Metal Supply Company building down the left field line. Now that was impressive.
He did a 2-strike count. Above the hands, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, top of the strike zone, maybe even out of the strike zone.
That is just foul.
We talked about how slow Lucchesi is out of the stretch. It is a steal opportunity for Darno. He's got good speed.
Casey at 83 pitches, working with nobody out here in the 5th inning. Giants have 7 hits against him, leading 3-2. Hundley on deck. And they throw to first. Darno is back. Tomlinson at third, Darno at first.
See that shine on the top of his cap? That's stickum. That's where he loads up to get his little sticky feeling on the end of his fingers. Gotta be careful if you're going to load something up on your hat. You shouldn't let it shine.
Going to second, Darno. Now Tomlinson races back to third, just ahead of the tag by Spangenberg. And he started to come down, then he thought better of it and almost got picked off with the strong arm of Austin Hedges.
Now his read, I mean, it was good. You're thinking, all right, I have a chance. And you mentioned the strong arm of Hedges. He's got a very good arm. So right now we're going to take a look and see if indeed he did get back there in time. Yeah, not close. They won't contest that.
So now the Padres bring the infield in. It is a wild pitch getting Darno over to second base. Now you see how they're playing it. A ball and 2 strikes. And he struck him out. One away. 49ers pre and post game live 1 hour before and after every game. Greg Papa and Dante Whitner join Jeff Garcia on 49ers pre and post game live an hour before and an hour after the Niners face the Chiefs this week on NBC Sports Bay Area. The home of the authentic 49ers fan is NBC Sports Bay Area. Infield stays in. Here is Hundley. Chance here for the Giants to open up a more comfortable lead in the 5th inning. 3-2 the score right now. Second and third, 1 out. And the former Padre Hundley takes ball 1. Tomlinson, who led off the inning with a single, is at third. Darno, who singled, is at second. That's a called strike. Hundley ripped a double down the left field line, leading off the 4th inning. And then later, Hunter Pence doubled him home. That is the run by which the Giants lead right now. Now time taken, and Hedges will go out to talk directly to Lucchesi. And most of the other infielders go in as well to get in the discussion.
Well, Hedges definitely has a plan. He's the one doing all the talking. It is a fly ball situation with 1 out here and runners in second and third. Hundley's looking for something to get in the air deep enough to score Tomlinson from third. Now, he didn't need much more than a medium-sized fly ball. The only reason I say medium because he's got exceptional speed is that you have exceptional arms in all 3 of the outfield positions tonight for the Padres, so they need at least a medium fly.
One ball, 1 strike. Little tapper. And Tomlinson racing with the plate. There's the shovel. Now he's in a rundown and he's tagged out. Darno does go to third.
Say, I'm impressed with the play by Joey Lucchesi. I mean, that is not an easy play. Coming in and watch him just go with the glove and flip it to his catcher, and it's a perfect flip. And Tomlinson nailed.
And Tomlinson did the right thing trying to get into a rundown, but he was tracked down quickly there by Hedges, and that did not give Hundley a chance to go to second. Ideally, if he could stay in the rundown long enough, he could get that other runner to second. But now it's first and third, and here is Garcia. And ball 1.
Change up. That's his bread and butter specialty pitch. Lucchesi likes to throw it both to righties and lefties. And he'll throw it a lot.
Called a strike.
Generous.
Giants now with 1 hit and 6 at bats tonight with runners in scoring position. Garcia has singled and struck out. Back to the screen. And now it's a ball and 2 strikes. 91-mile-an-hour fastball there from Lucchesi. The Giants had a couple of shots where they had a runner at third, nobody out, and then with 1 out where a fly ball could have done it. But a strikeout and then the little tapper toward the mound and the nice play by Lucchesi. 2 down now. And that's a high foul out of play back into the second deck off to the right. Lucchesi, who threw 25 pitches in the 4th inning. The Giants got a run against him. And they had a chance there to do more. This will be his 22nd pitch of this inning. Back to the screen. Hunter Pence, who's knocked in all of the Giants' runs tonight, on deck. Naton is still up in the bullpen. He got up after those 2 hits to start the inning by Tomlinson and Darno. There he is, right-hander.
This will be the last hitter that Lucchesi faces, no matter what.
And that is all for Garcia. And the Giants let a great opportunity go by. Joey Lucchesi, the former Chabot Gladiator, comes through big time in his likely final inning.
T-Mobile tonight, Hunter Pence has had a night. He had a long home run back in the 2nd inning, a 2-run shot, his 3rd of the year, and then in the 4th inning he comes up, 1 on, 1 out, and he hits a ball down the right field line. It is a double. It would score Nick Hundley, and that has been the difference in this ball game. He has knocked in all 3. Giants lead 3-2. That's our T-Mobile. It's our brought to you. No, it's our Built for Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. There you go.
Hunter Pence having a night. Giants ahead 3-2 as A.J. Ellis comes up as a pinch hitter for Lucchesi, whose night officially is over. There's a called strike to him, and he's complaining to Doug Eddings about that call.
Ellis had a nice year this year.
.394 on base average.
And A.J. Ellis says, I want to manage. And he has made made it known that when he's done as a player, he wants to be a manager.
That's a foul out of play. On a curveball, the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leadoff man Galvis on deck as Strom, a left-hander, Matt Strom, has started warming up, getting ready for the 6th inning. Two and two now. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Giants. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. Down the right field line into foul ground. And Pence, no. Garcia kept going, and Pence, with also Darno getting into the picture, kind of shied away from that at the last moment.
Well, I think right at the last instance, a little bit of a misjudgment there from Pence. But that is a play that should have been made.
So Ellis still alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just off the inside. 3-2. And it's a leadoff walk.
Well, on Wednesday, the 26th, Giants are going to celebrate the release of the new Ant-Man film shot in San Francisco. It's Marvel Night Package. The buyers will receive an Ant-Man Marvel bobblehead and a ticket to see the Giants-Padres game. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and get your tickets. Ant-Man.
Galvis in the right center field. And Gorky Hernandez with Pence alongside. So Galvis is retired for the first time. Galvis is a guy who came into the game hitting only .233, but much better than that as a right-handed hitter. And 2 for 3 in this game with a single and a double, and he scored the Padres 2 runs. So 1 out here is Franmil Reyes. The big power hitters are coming up right now for the Pods. Reyes, who's averaged about 1 homer every 14.5 at-bats, official at-bats. 6 feet 5 inches tall, listed at 275. Called a strike. Renfroe, another guy with lots of power, on deck. So Reyes has 219 at-bats and 15 home runs. One and one the count now.
Well, he gets your attention when he gets in that batter's box because of his size, and you know he's got power.
It's from the Dominican Republic. He's been in the Padres farm system since he was 16 years old.
He's just 23 years old now. If you combine the home runs he had in the minor leagues and at the major leagues this year, he's had 31 bombs. I think his days in the minor leagues are over.
Franmil Reyes. And then the Hunter Renfroe, who has been hot in the last several weeks. He's on deck. Just missing off the inside. He got called out on a pitch somewhat similar to that in the first inning. Got him looking at an inside fastball. 2-2.
Go right back in there again. Yeah, that's one that Holland's not going to be happy about. It's a pretty easy take when you're trying to not get hit in the foot by a ball coming to you. That's an easy take.
So you're not surprised you didn't swing it that way?
No.
It was kind of surprising that it didn't hit him. There goes the runner. And foul ball. Still 3-2.
Right back in on his hands. Good pitch. Not much speed with Ellis at first base. So from Holland's perspective, I mean, you could have just about 99% of your concentration go to that guy in the batter's box.
Ellis back to the bag. 1 out in the 5th inning. Rockies got a run in the 5th inning up in Atlanta. Charlie Blackmon home run against Kershaw, but now the Dodgers have scored in the last of the 5th to tie it up again. 2-2, last of the 5th up there. Ellis not running. High in the air, deep to left. Shaw. It's gone.
Well, Shaw is saying he got interfered with, but once his glove got on the fan side of the fence, fans can have at it.
2-run homer for Franmil Reyes, just barely.
See Shaw going up. Now, if the fan leans over the fence,
I think that's an argument there, isn't it?
I think it is, and Bruce Bochy is going to argue it.
This might get overturned.
I mean, this could be ruled an out. The fans from that angle looked to me like they leaned over and their hands were on the field of play. If they're on the field of play on that side of the fence, I mean, then if they interfere with it, then umpires can rule that a caught ball.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
If it's on the fan side of the fence, then that's considered their ball.
You cannot reach out over the plane of the wall onto the field of play.
Yeah, I think Shaw had an excellent chance of catching that ball.
He thought he was going to catch it, and he was outraged immediately. There's another look. They're definitely leaning over, and they hit his glove.
That's definitely on the playing field side of the fence. And I think from looking at that, it's a pretty good argument for fan interference.
And I think the fan reaching out over the field of play kept his glove from going up as much as it would. And yeah, it's a home run. They rule they're going to uphold the call. Wow.
Well, I don't agree with it. It's not the last time that or the first time we disagreed with New York. I mean, they're, I'm sure, thinking there just wasn't enough there to definitively overturn it.
So it's 4-3 Padres.
But I have to admit, my opinion's a bit biased.
Well, if we'd had a camera looking straight along the outfield fence, I guess you could have said it was definitive, but I don't think there was any question, even from the angle we had, that the fans' hands came out over the field.
Well, that's the one benefit of having a play like that in the playoffs. In all likelihood, you're going to have a look that's going to allow you to see if there was interference. It's just in a regular game, you're not going to have that many cameras like you're going to have during the playoffs.
Renfroe skies one. Garcia backpedaling, and you see that we're not aware of any wind in here, but there have been a couple of balls these last couple of innings that have made it look like some wind was blowing the ball back toward the field of play. The flags out in center field are not blowing at all. Eric Hosmer, and he swung at it. Strike one. He has grounded a second and struck out. He's 0 for 2. Oh no, I didn't reach out over the field. I was right back here.
Not me. I wouldn't do that. Nope.
See where I am right now? I was right here. Yeah, no, that guy, all of a sudden I have this glove right in my lap. I couldn't believe it. Longoria. And that's all for Hosmer. But the Padres are now ahead as we go to the 6th, and they go to their bullpen.
Subaru Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
From Petco Park, it's now the Padres 4, the Giants 3 as we head to the 6th inning. Pitching change for the Padres. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Matt Strahm, the new pitcher now for the Padres. He's really had a nice year, and he's really climbed the ladder. He's been a setup guy. He's made some starts, low 3/4. You see a low to mid-90s fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Right over the outside. Strike one to Pence, who's knocked in all 3 of the Giants' runs with a 2-run homer and a double. Derek Holland, though, home run by Reyes, and Reyes did not hit that ball that hard and still got a home run on it. And the count is 0-2 now. Followed up that changeup at 85 with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Chris Shaw is on deck. Pence, there was no controversy about Pence's home run. There was sort of some awe-inspiring moments because he hit it so deep. It was incredibly hit. And I think it cleared that second deck. There's a wall at the top of the second deck. It hit that wall.
Yeah, this was double cheeks. He got every bit of this thing. 3-1 count, just let it fly, and if ever the two should meet, and indeed they did. That one felt good.
2-2 now. Strahm has allowed 6 home runs in 56 and 2/3 innings. One every 9 innings or so. So he's been touched up a little bit on occasion. .95 miles an hour, but off the inside.
That's some good ad on a 2-strike fastball. And when you're throwing from a low 3/4, I mean that's going to really appear to have big time cut as it's coming into a right-handed hitter. Slightly open stance from the start for Pence.
That goes foul up the first base side. Hosmer over to pick it up. He tosses it to Alguacil. It's not a good 5th inning for the Giants, who had first and third, nobody out, and the 3, 4, 5 hitters up, and they didn't score at all. And then the Padres get a couple, and the home run by Reyes. Off the end of the bat this time. Still hits it well out into center, but Margot right there. Easy play. The ball's jumping off Pence's head back. Off his bat tonight. Just a little out front of that one. So one down here is Shaw. Facing another left-hander. Lucchesi went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. Hunter Strickland up in the Giants bullpen now. Hernandez on deck, and then the pitcher's spot would be due up. Chases that high fastball. Kurt Young over talking to Holland. That home run by Reyes, apparently according to StatCast, it only left his bat at 92 miles an hour, which that's a hard hit ball, but not many home runs are hit by on balls that were at 92 miles an hour.
Yeah, especially in this ballpark.
Ball and 2 strikes now to Chris Shaw, who has struck out and walked and stolen a base in this game.
A line for Derek Holland. I mean, that 2-run homer kind of put a bruise on his line.
Rio Reyes. They have a budding star out there in right field, and maybe Renfroe has turned the corner now. These last several weeks, he has become one of the premier home run hitters in the league. They got 2 big guys out of their farm system now. And that is all for Shaw. 2 down. Pretty good pitch there if you're Strom. So 2 down, and here's Gorkys Hernandez, who has singled to center and popped up to second.
Strom's got good stuff. I mean, think about it. He's made 5 starts this year. They had him kind of in that swing mode, but lately they've been using him in late inning situations, and you can see why. I think he's found a home in the bullpen. You might not see this guy ever make another start.
Austin Slater has come out on deck. Popped up, foul. This will end up back in the lower deck. We're in the 6th inning. The Giants are trailing 4-3. Dodgers and Rockies are in the last of the 6th inning up in LA. Meanwhile, 2-2 there. How about Trevor Story? We're worried about maybe some damage to his ulnar collateral ligament in his right arm. Had to leave the game last night.
Well, they did the MRI, and they're saying now that he's not going to be it's not going to be damaged to where they have to do a Tommy John surgery on. They think he'll be back in the lineup in a couple of days, so that's good news following the scare they got last night. That's one guy, he's been their MVP.
He's had people starting to talk about him in terms of MVP of the league. He's been that good, both offensively having a monster year, and defensively. Off the inside at 95 miles an hour. Gorkis, who's hit 15 home runs this year. And that is all. 3 up, 3 down. Couple of strikeouts for Matt Strom. Down to the last of the 6th. 4-3 Padres.
Of the San Francisco Giants may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Well, the Giants take on the Padres and the Dodgers during the last homestand of the season. And Monday the 28th is Filipino Heritage Night. Special event ticket buyers will receive a Giants Jeepney collectible. And the tickets see the Giants take on the Padres. Go to sfgiants.com/special event for tickets.
Petco Park in San Diego near the Gaslamp Quarter. And it's 4-3. The Padres leading in the last of the 6th inning. Pitching change for the Giants when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Hunter Strickland on the mound now for Bruce Bochy. You see his year.
Hedges in the dirt for ball 1. Curveball.
Well, since he's come back from the disabled list, the consistency with his velocity has been a little bit down. Whereas early in the season, you saw him 96 to 98. Now he's more 93 to 95. But this last outing, he had some velocity up in the 96 mile an hour range. Giants were a bit encouraged about that.
Joe to Hedges, who's a power hitter. He's averaged a home run every 20 at bats this year. Pirela and then Margot scheduled to follow. 3-0.
14 home runs for Hedges, and 10 of those home runs have come after the All-Star break. So he's had a nice second half.
He really struggled the first half. Big time. Hitting below 200. He gets a 4-pitch walk here to start the inning. So now Pirela will come up. This is the only ballpark which has a building that was actually started in the 19th century as part of the ballpark. The Western Metal Supply Company building out in left field, which Some ballparks have, or every ballpark has a foul pole. Here they have a foul building. If it hits the face of that building, it's a home run. If it hits the side of the building, it's foul.
That's one of the coolest parts of this ballpark. That's ball 5 now from Strickland. He needs to throw a strike.
Western Metal Supply Company was established in 1888. He used to sell supplies for blacksmiths. As Kurt Young, the pitching coach, going to go out and talk to Strickland, and also to Wainwrights. Not the Wainwright family, just actually there was a profession called you could be a Wainwright.
Well, what do Wainwrights do?
I think they did things like repaired wagons
and Wayne gutters
and carts. You know, like wagons for wagon trains.
Really?
Yeah. You know, Wainwright.
Yeah. Okay.
And then later, the world changed a little bit, and they started supplying auto parts and plumbing supplies. And there was a major event that occurred in the history of the Western Metal Supply Company in 1975. They went bankrupt.
Oh. Started making slide rules. Just.
But the building stayed there all these years, and then when they started to build the ballpark, they said, hey, let's just keep that building as part of it.
Very cool idea.
2-0 the count. And there's a strike right on the outside corner. But it looks like a cool place to watch a game out in one of those balconies. And they have.
Or on top.
A restaurant. There's a big patio up in the very top of that building. Soaring pop-up way up there. Tomlinson holding at first, Hedges, as Pirela is retired out number 1.
That's a nice comeback for Strickland.
Darren Chan over in the radio side looked up all that info about the Western Metal Supply Company building. I was thinking, like metal, like I needed some metal. Like, what would I need metal for? But maybe if I was a blacksmith, right, in the 19th century.
Well, yeah, horseshoes, spikes for your baseball shoes.
Margot, and it's ball 1. Margot has grounded a short and walked. Dwayne Kuiper will be back along in the 7th inning, moving back from the radio side. Back out of play right beneath us. 1 ball and 1 strike here. 4-3. The Padres ahead. The long ball. Franmil Reyes. And it's a controversial home run. Chris Shaw felt like he was interfered with in the field of play. And that's off the inside. Is that a splitter, a changeup? 85 miles an hour.
Split finger fastball. He's got 4 pitches he'll use now. I mean, think back when he first got to the big leagues. It was pretty much 90% fastballs and occasional a slurvy breaking ball. Now he'll give you 4 different looks.
Three and 1. Well off the outside, a check swing.
And this becomes a big pitch.
Spangenberg, a left-handed hitter on deck. Olkert, the left-hander, up in the bullpen, though, for the Giants. Popped up. Angling out. Darno over near the foul line. 2 down. And Hedges still at first after his leadoff walk. So, again, Strickland behind in the count, but he gets his man. Spangenberg has struck out and grounded out. He had a ground ball to Aramis Garcia at first base his last time. He's 0 for 2. And a pop up. Foul off the left field line into the crowd.
Yep, he's excited. That's the reaction you're looking for.
If he's excited, we're excited.
Yep, he's excited.
There goes the runner. Then he stops and he goes back. Wow. All of that a total mystery to Strickland. He never knew anything about it.
Hedges, I mean, he started out to have like one of the greatest jumps of the year. Then all of a sudden, and then he has that was like 4 blocks from a runner. Yep. Boop. Yep. I mean, that should be a stat.
Two and one now.
But I mean, one thing you always say is that pitcher, the last thing you do before you go home is you look to make sure that that runner is stopped. Even a catcher in September. Hedges has better than average speed for a catcher.
That's a called strike right on the outside. What is this?
Take a look at the fastball that Spansberg did not like. Framed nicely by Nick Hundley.
It was the 17th pitch of the inning thrown by Strickland and only the 6th for a strike. But he's got 2 down, runner at first, and Hedges is back to the bag. Two and 2 the count. Hedges jumping away from first, and he went back to the bag again as Strickland went ahead and threw the pitch. Perfect time to throw it when the guy's about half a step off the bag.
Well, he's doing things we haven't seen all year.
His timing is a little bit off in terms of when to take off over there.
Beat to a different drummer. Beat to a totally different drummer.
Two balls, 2 strikes to count to Spangenberg meanwhile. And just a little bit high. Full count.
Well, this should be pretty easy for Hedges here. He should be breaking on the pitch.
The question is, when is that pitch? Some guys like to go on the first motion by the pitcher. He went about 5 minutes before the first motion. There he goes. And that one to the backstop. And he's going to keep on going toward third. Now halfway there, he thinks better of it. He really wanted to go to third, but he was halfway there.
He was thinking about it.
Second walk of the inning allowed by Strickland.
All right, here we go. The continuing saga of Austin Hedges. And look at the turn. Not quite halfway. At least a third. The catchers in September, they're supposed to be a little more heavy-legged than that. He's a little froggy for a catcher. I'm impressed.
Well, he had not played for a few days because the guy who's just come up now as a pinch hitter, Mejia, Francisco Mejia, whom they acquired from Cleveland in the trade that sent Brad Hand to the Cleveland Indians. Some think that this is the best catching prospect in the game right now. And he had a walk-off grand slam to win their game on Sunday 2 days ago. He got into last night's game as a pinch hitter. He's hit 3 home runs in only 28 at bats since getting to the big leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, he's trying to hit one there in the 1-0 count.
22 pitches thrown by Strickland in this inning, and nearly 2/3 of them out of the strike zone. He's walked 2. Austin Slater in the Giants dugout. Gregor Blanco has a bat. Aviatal Avelino, the young guy the Giants got from the Yankees in the Andrew McCutchen trade, in between those two. Four to 3, the Padres are leading. Strickland trying to wriggle off the hook here with 2 on and 2 out. It's a foul, back out of play.
He's a switch hitter. Sunday, he does this against the Texas Rangers. Grand slam walk-off. That's how you make a lot of friends when you come to a new city as a young player, including your teammates.
What a moment. 2-2 the count to him, batting left-handed of course here, and he went up after that high one, got a piece of it to stay alive. Hedges led off the inning with a walk. Pirela popped out, Margot popped out, and then Spangenberg walked. Hedges at second, Spangenberg at first. 2-2 the count to Mejia. In the last of the 6. There you see the runners. He struck him out. It wasn't easy. 26 pitch inning. Dwayne Kuiper will be coming along to the 7th. 4-3 Pods.
Is 4-3 Padres as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Hunter Pence having a big night. 2 for 3, a 2-run homer, all 3 RBIs. And the big swing of the bat has been Franmil Reyes. His 16th homer of the year has given the Padres a lead. That's our Toyota game summary. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Hey, when it's time for Change Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. The new pitcher now for the Padres is going to be Jose Castillo. There you see his numbers. 33rd time that he has come in. 43 strikeouts in 33 innings. Just 20 hits allowed. 4-3 Padres, top of the 7th. And once again, to tell you all about it, my pal Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mikey. For a while there, I felt like it was 10-5 instead of 4-3.
Well, 26 pitch innings can do that to you. But Hunter Strickland got it done, put up a 0.
Here's Slater. Slater hits it high and foul and out of play. Indeed he did. He got it done. Giants only trail by a run.
Joe Paddock with a bat in his hands, got his gloves on, getting his game face going.
And that is a see you later.
So Jose Castillo immediately picks up a strikeout. I mean, he's got good stuff. You're going to see mid to high 90s with a fastball and a hard slider. Austin Slater was impressed.
Tomlinson, a little pop-up down the right field line, out of play. I tell you what, that inning got so long with Strickland, I went over the whole 2019 schedule for next year.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Nice going.
And you know where we open up?
Here.
That took 6 minutes to talk about that series.
Giants open up with a two-city road trip here and then on to LA before they head back to San Francisco.
Pitches high to Tomlinson. Tomlinson is 1 for 3. If the Giants do not come back in this game, they're going to kick themselves because of the wasted opportunities, which is not the first time we've said that this year.
Well, the 5th inning really was the beginning of this game. The Giants had a 1st and 3rd situation. They had their 3, 4, 5 guys coming up, and they could not score a run. And then in the bottom half of the 5th, a controversial 2-run homer by Franmil Reyes. And that's where we're at right now. But the good news is they're only down by 1 run.
Which is high to Tomlinson. I don't, you know what? I was over there on the radio by myself. The only one that can argue with me is Darren Chan. But I don't think there was enough evidence to overturn it.
No. You just needed to have that look down the fence line.
And look, we're asking for cameras right down the lines. Now we're asking for cameras to go right down the home run line.
You should. I mean, think about it. If that same situation happens in a playoff game or a World Series game. Because I do think that the fan interfered with it. I think he went over on the playing field side of the wall, which means that is indeed interference.
Got him, 2 down.
But they could not determine in New York that it was definitive.
Here's d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud 1 for 3.
Castillo, 22 years of age. Big fella, 6'5", 250. That little guy not quite impressed his mom, but give him time.
d'Arnaud chases on a pitch down and in, and right now Castillo's a pitch away from striking out the side and making it look easy.
Castillo from Venezuela.
And he does. Top of the order coming up, 4-3 Padres.
is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote, and you can get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
70th game that Sam Dyson has come into for Bruce Bochy. And that leads the Giants in appearances. Tony Watson has 68, so they're going neck and neck. Dyson, the sinker baller, having a good season. 2.89 ERA, 65 and a third.
So Dyson to face Galvis, Reyes, and Renfroe. And the pitch and a bunt. It's up to Dyson, who juggles it. No chance.
Now time now for our Smart Plays, brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers. And last night, Austin Slater to Brandon Crawford, and he shuts down Franmil Reyes. That was the bottom of the sixth. Reyes had that double in his stat sheet, and all of a sudden, whoop, it was gone. And look at the deke from Brandon Crawford, just sort of casually walked over, caught the ball, put the tag on, and that's our Smart Play, brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers.
He's got 3 RBIs in this game, Reyes does. Tapped to Tomlinson, who will shuffle it. That's one. And a nice turn by Darno. Beautifully done.
That is impressive.
It does help that you're protected a little bit here at second base.
Still, I mean, he had to get it, get out of the way, get off a throw, put something on it, and he does all that.
Years
Nice
ago,
quick
this
feed.
is where guys got crushed. Good play.
Well, that's a good thing. Guys aren't getting crushed anymore.
That's a good thing.
I mean, every time I see a play that's even close like that, you start rubbing your knee.
Well, I mean, I wish they'd have changed the rule 40 years ago. There's a strike to Renfroe. And a called strike, 0-2.
Talk about Darno at the bag, Kite. What's he thinking here?
Well, he didn't have to think about the runner, so he just wants to get a nice soft feed, and he's got a shortstop's arm, so he can rely on that as well.
Well, he comes in, puts his left foot on the bag, and then steps back. Pretty creative little piece of work.
I really couldn't. You can't actually go at the shortstop because that's where the throw's coming from. You're really trying to create some room. Just hit on the ground to Longoria, and that'll end the inning. Longoria, Hundley, Garcia coming up. 4-3 Padres. Baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area, home of the authentic fan. And we have lots of fans here tonight, as we always do. We have animated fans.
Well, they're a little concerned with the one-run deficit. Giants going to face a new pitcher now as they trail 4-3 in the top of the 8th.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So the Padres setup man Craig Stammen, the sinker slider pitcher, coming in. He's had a nice season.
And Longoria is going to greet him with a base hit. Changing glasses, by the way. So it seems to have helped.
Nice going. Rally glasses.
Trying to do everything we can here to help this team. We're not interested in that higher draft pick, by the way.
No, we're not.
Although last year, we kind of were at the end.
Yeah. Giants wind up with the number 2 pick in the draft this year.
They had the number 1 pick, and then Pablo hits a walk-off.
I know it. Oh, well.
Pablo, we love you. You're watching. Hundley out of play, and we miss you. There's a whole host of guys we miss seeing on the field. He's just one of many.
The last time we saw Pablo Sandoval back at the ballpark, he was off crutches, moving better. So his surgically repaired hamstring has mended well.
Now we just need Buster to shed his crutches.
That's going to be a while.
Hundley with a double in the 4th. One and 2. Brandon Crawford has grabbed a bat. He's on deck.
Melanson. Tie block, heating up. Padres are going to lead off with Eric Hosmer, the lefty, in the bottom of the 8th.
And he got a piece to stay alive.
Well, that's the one Stammen wants to swing at. I mean, that's where he gets his ground balls. And as you mentioned, he's got a good sinker. But he's more than just a sinker slider guy. He's got a curveball and a changeup. Brandon Crawford has come out on deck.
And again, he just got a piece. Giants trying to come back in this one. Tapped slowly to third. And he throws it away. And Giants are going to have the tying run at third base. Spangenberg threw it away. It'll be an error on Spangenberg. Spangenberg maybe hoping that he'd get a little bit more help from Pirela.
Well, he gets a high hop. Plenty of time, but he just throws wide of Pirela, who can't quite lean far enough down to his left to make the play. So a huge break. The Giants get a first and third nobody out scenario here. And that's going to bring up Brandon Crawford as a pinch hitter. Who's got good ownage on Stammen, 4 for 9.
Hunter Pence on deck. Crawford hit a long home run in the game yesterday. Hit it out into the beach area. Or where the beach used to be. Two and 0.
Good take. It's the one you have to lay off of. How do you hit a sinker baller? You look up. And this is a flat ball situation.
I was going to say Crawford loves the 3-0 green light. And he wasn't in the big leagues for very long when he told Bruce Bochy, you know, I kind of like the green light.
I think he's the best at it.
And he was going to let it go, but the pitch wasn't even close. I mentioned the home run last night where the beach used to be. This is where it ended up.
Yeah, no doubt about this one. 405 feet, 105 miles an hour. Big boy homer. So Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, coming out. Kirby Yates, the closer for the Padres, heating up as quickly as he can get heated up.
Hunter Pence, a home run, a double, and a fly ball to center field. 1 ball and no strikes.
Easy take.
It's the one that he wants Hunter Pence to swing at because that's where he's going to get the ground ball. Two and 0.
Another easy take.
Well, maybe a spirited swing right here.
Yeah, well, we saw a spirited swing back in the 2nd inning. He hit a 460-foot home run. Padres bullpen's been very good since the All-Star break. They lead the National League. Right in 2nd place is the Giants. And right now, it's a battle of 2 good bullpens. And that's some 2-0 pain. This is that 2nd inning home run we're talking about. 3-1 count off of Joey Lucchese. And he can't hit it any better than that. What did I say, 460? 437. It just felt like 460.
The Giants had a different measurement. 2 and 1. 2 and 2.
And the 2-0 and the 2-1 pitch, and those are 2 perfect pitches from Stammen's point of view.
Tapped out in front of home plate. And they got him. A little high flip. But they did get him.
I mean, that's such a weird play for a catcher because you go up, you got 1 foot on the base, and you got a pitcher coming at you just doing a kind of a weird angle type throw to you, and you don't know where it's going. Ooh. Question is, did he get his toe down in time? Because the flip caused him to leave the base. Man, that's close.
Giants are not going to look at it. Here's Shaw.
I think that toe protector piece may have been in contact with the plate, even if the toe wasn't.
Shaw goes the other way. It's a flare, and it's going to fall. And Crawford read it immediately, and the Giants take the lead. Nothing more than a flare that knocks in a pair. How about that?
I think you just made a rhyme. I like it. Flare that knocks in a pair. And the Giants retake the lead. Let's take a look at it. Belt high sinker off the plate away. And Chris Shaw just gets a little piece of it. Renfroe, not only can he not get it, but he can't get to his feet to get off a throw.
Well, here's where it looked like you when we first rollerbladed.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
In Chicago many years ago.
Yep.
Here's Gregor Blanco. And Blanco looks at a strike. I shouldn't really laugh. You got hurt.
Broke a rib. Thanks for bringing that up.
It just reminded me of that a little bit. Pence at second, Shaw at first. Now Gregor Blanco's been swinging the bat. I mean, he's behind now in the count 0-2. And he's not happy with Doug Eddings.
Oh, yeah, he's got every right to be upset about this 0-1 curveball.
And Eddings is not happy with Blanco.
I mean, this is not a strike. Doug.
If I were Gregor, protect the plate right now.
You talked about the great jump from Crawford, who read it very quickly. I mean, he was running right behind Hundley.
One and two.
Well, I think it kind of all evens out, because that one could have been called a strike. That's one that Stammen definitely wanted. It's a little front door sinker. And watch Blanco back off, and here comes the movement, and that could have been strike three. And he's got good numbers against Stammen.
So we get the waiting game.
Well, everybody wants to control the rhythm of the bat. The guy on the mound, the guy in the box. Again, a very close pitch.
Three and two. Center field, but it's in the park. 2 outs. And Joe Panic's going to hit. So back-to-back hitters that have got pretty good swings going. Joe's another one. Panic 2 for 5 in the game last night. So an add-on would not be a bad idea. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Quick curveball. It's definitely not going to be thinking curveball on a first pitch from Stammen. You're going to be thinking sinker. Mark Melanson is ready to go.
Panic out of play. They've got Reyes in right field, really playing off the line. And look at Margot and Renfroe fairly shallow.
Good arms across the board for the Padres in the outfield. Pence with better than average speed, and it's going to get a 2-out jump. So Padres doing everything they can to try and prevent that with their outfield.
And a bit high. Pence at second. Shaw at first. And the 1-2. And that'll end the inning. Giants take the lead. We'll be back.
Brisbee as they talk about the game on Giants Outsiders tonight after post-game live. 5-4 Giants. We're on the bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher now for Bruce Bochy when it's time for a change. The Expedia Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Mark Melanson in 37th game that he has appeared in this year for the Giants. 2.67 ERA. So he becomes the setup man as he will take on the 4, 5, 6 hitters.
So the first hitter that he'll face will be Hosner. You see Blanco's now in center, Crawford at short, Tomlinson at second, Darno at first. And Melanson to Hosmer. And a strike. Hosmer's 0 for 3. And he's going to open up the inning with a base hit. So here's Hedges. Hedges 0 for 2 with a walk. And a strike right in that perfect spot, down and away. Pirela and then Margot. Chopper near the bag. Tomlinson steps on second. Double play. Placed perfectly. 2 down. And here's Pirela.
It's the beauty of the 2 pitches that you see mostly from Melanson. I mean, he's got 4 things he can do, but for the most part, you're going to see curveball, cutter. They both get ground balls when they're down around the knees.
Pirela is popped out twice, and then in the 4th inning he struck out looking. I tell you what, he's got that pitch zeroed in right now.
Well, I agree. I mean, it's got its snap, it's got its quickness.
Joe West says no swing. Joe getting into the act.
Another good snapper. That's 3 in a row. Take a ball, roll it off your kitchen table, and that's the break of his curveball. That's a good one. Huntley says, give it to me again.
I didn't see Pirela take a whole lot out of that swing.
No, he won't. He's trying to tie it up.
And a base hit. That'll bring Margot to the plate, and they threw behind Pirela at first, and he just got back. There's Crawford, who said, all right, I'll play that game.
Hey, he wanted to get his uni dirty anyway. Come on.
Margot is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Margot, another guy who will swing for the fences. Don't let the 7 home runs fool you. I mean, he will lengthen it out when he's ahead in the count, especially in this scenario. Down a run late in the game.
Hundley is the one who asked for time. Two and 0.
Anytime you get down the count, guys get down on the bat and they start thinking long ball because they have a pitch to gamble with. Well, now this becomes a big pitch. I mean, you don't want to walk a runner into scoring position. Not with a 1-run lead.
And you got a guy on deck that has a chance to atone for making an error.
And he's going to get that chance.
So here's Spangenberg. Spangenberg runs very, very well, so if you're an infielder, you have to be aware of that. And you got to get it and go. And a strike. I can't imagine Spangenberg was actually trying to bunt. I think he was taken all the way.
Well, the Giants had played Longoria back. I mean, but if you're a guy that made an error that allowed your team to lose a lead, I mean, you'd want to try and knock that run yourself, wouldn't you?
Yep. Out of play, 0-2.
Got a man making a play out of it. Go rub it. Go shake your hand. You bring a glove. Doesn't hurt at all. Kind of reminds you of Mark Leiter, doesn't it?
Yep. Also, let you know that your kid is more interested in his phone than the baseball.
He's got a girlfriend.
A waste pitch, 1-2. Come on, give me the phone. Give me the phone. No, it's not working. 1-2. Goes down the right field line. Foul.
That was close.
I kept thinking, it's going to hit the pole, it's going to hit the pole, it's going to hit the pole.
Spangenberg is saying the same thing. Tried to cut him on the hands, and look at the limbo from Spangenberg. Just foul.
I think he got the pitch he wanted.
Well, it was the pitch that Melanson wanted to throw. He wanted to throw that cutter ahead the count 1-2, cut it in on his hands.
And that'll end the inning. Ninth inning coming up. Customize your experience. Get Giants home screen icons, features such as MLB.TV, Game of the Day, pitch tracking, and a whole lot more. Download MLB at Bat today. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Kirby Yates, the new pitcher now for the Padres, and he has been their closer since Brad Hand got traded over to the Indians. Kirby Yates climbed into the closer role, and he's been very good. 80 strikeouts and 57 1/3 against 38 hits, 14 walks. You're going to see a fastball, a lot of them with good sink. He will cut the fastball as well. He's got a slider and a changeup to go with it, or a splitter. Yep, he's smiling now. 1-run leads will do that for you if you're a Giants fan. It's the place to put your glove. Just figured it out. Oh yeah, smiles around.
Top of the order for the Giants, it's Tomlinson. Specs to lead things off.
Oh yeah, he's feeling it. I want to get that hat. I could use it.
Tomlinson takes outside for a ball. 1 for 4.
I went to your favorite hat store today. Hatitude.
Attitude.
Yeah. Good store.
Look out. Push yourself off, Specs, and get right back up there and hit one back up the middle.
Well, that makes Kelby Tomlinson a better hitter. You've got his attention now. I mean, you can't go down any harder than this. I mean, he goes down without a parachute.
That's how you need to swing at it. 2 balls and 1 strike.
When a guy does that to you, what are you trying to do with the next pitch?
Well, if you can, you'd like to hit it back up the middle, but you really just want to make sure you're not bailing out is what you're trying to do. Because you do not want that pitch to affect how you're going about your business. 2-2. And right now, as you like to say, Kelby's jump shot just got blocked twice.
2-0 fastball, 2-1 fastball right through him, and he hadn't even so much as fouled it off. So now go up the bat a little bit, get short. And that's a rough at bat.
Here's d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud is 1 for 4. The Dodgers and Rockies are in extra innings. It's 2-2, and I don't know, I have a feeling that that game may go on for a while. It ends up being a home run or a mistake game. In tight. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you're playing now, would you use one of those face masks, those little pieces they have?
Mike, I think the correct answer is yes. But I never worried about getting hit in the head.
I mean, you were flapless for a long time.
Yeah, that was in the American League. The National League changed that. There's a 1 hopper. I think it comes down to guys that do it aren't always guys that got hit in the face. But I think a lot of times the guys that do it, as d'Arnaud strikes out, were on teams where a guy got hit in the face. You know, Yelich wears one, and I think he wears it because Stanton got hit in the face.
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't affect your vision, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and you're going to have to get used to it. It is another object. There's Longoria. Longoria, a little pop-up. This might be trouble. And it's a foul ball. Good effort by Hosmer. Longoria thinks that it was a fair ball, but it's not. He's got to come back.
Joe West, he'll make the call. Then he'll stare at you with his hands on his hips.
Why is Bruce Bochy said we want to look at that? I was going to say, why is that a foul ball?
Well, he made contact with it, and he was in play. But in Joe West's mind, I mean,
again, not to interrupt, but you have to have a camera that goes right down the line to get a good look at this.
I'm not sure there is. But we saw that foul ball off the bat of Corey Spangenberg, and it wasn't right straight down the line. Again, you're talking about limited cameras here when you compare it as to what you're going to see in postseason.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Well, there's another look from the right field bleachers. it gives you a different perspective, and from that perspective, it allows you to think, well, maybe that could have been fair.
I know, but here's the problem, Mike. Maybe doesn't do it.
I know. It's got to be definitive. We already saw that affect a play early in the game on a home run that you thought was fan interference.
Longoria didn't think so because he's not leaving, although the only thing he can go by is the conversation he had with Hedges.
If you were talking about is an in stadium only and we don't have privilege to it, they're not going to change it.
So it ends up being a strike to Longoria. And this is hit off the mound right to Pirela. And even though Pirela made it interesting, that's going to end the inning. Will Smith coming out. It's 5-4 Giants. We have an hour-long pregame show at 5 right here on NBC Sports Bay Area, also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. And that'll do it between the Giants and the Padres here. 3 more games in San Francisco starting on Monday. Here it's 5-4. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. It's Will Smith.
43 base runners allowed in 50 innings, 66 strikeouts against 13 walks. He's been very good. 13 saves on the season.
He picked up the save last night, and he threw 14 pitches. And it'll be Myers who's going to lead things off. Myers played in the game last night. He led off and went 1 for 3. He also drew a walk. Big slow breaking ball and a strike, and it's 0-1. That's how he steals strike 1.
And he's got 2 different types of breaking balls. He'll use that curveball to get strike 1, and then he'll finish you off with a slider.
Myers has got power as he chases that fastball that was in, and he fouls it back. It's 0-2.
Got that in nice, right in on the hands. Tell you, that's one thing that's pretty consistent with every Giants lefty they have coming out bullpen. They will pitch inside to righties.
And Hundley setting up a target inside again. Here's the pitch. Got him. One down here in the ninth. And here's Freddie Galvis. Galvis has been on base 3 times. And he takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. There's a curveball for a strike.
Such a great 1-0 pitch, 2-0 pitch, 3-1 pitch, first pitch.
Hit well into left center field. Can the park hold it? At the wall, off the top of the wall. And Galvis is going to stop at second. He missed a game-tying home run by a couple of feet.
He got every bit of this breaking ball. And I think he thought, like everybody in that Padre bench, that it was out of here. Down and in. You start measuring it, and look how high up on the wall it hits. Ooh. All right, just a couple of feet.
So here's Reyes.
That's a 4-hit night for Freddie Galvis.
Reyes has 2 hits tonight. And it's down low, and they better keep an eye on Galvis at second. He's got a huge lead, or at least he did. There's a strike as he comes back with a backdoor breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Tell you, think about if Galvis goes to third, McKinley's going to have to throw over a mountain.
That's true. In tight. When Will Smith comes to the home plate, he's pretty deliberate.
Well, his best defense to hold Galvis close to that bag is just varying the looks.
Nice play by Hundley. It's 3-1. You don't have to challenge. Three and two.
Well, you know what Reyes is thinking. I mean, he's already knocked in, hit a home run early in this game to give his team a lead. I mean, he's thinking about doing it again right now, so he will be aggressive. And the point you make about you don't have to come into it is absolutely true with an open first base. A young hitter with power. I mean, he's going to expand. He could help you out. Curveball in the dirt here, not a bad pitch. Fastball above the hands, not a bad pitch.
Got him.
And he goes with the breaking ball below the zone and takes advantage of the aggressiveness.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to be, the hero, right?
Absolutely you do. He's already been the hero tonight. So a nice comeback down to count 3-1 from Will Smith, and he gets the second out.
So here's Renfroe, who's 1 for 4. Renfroe's aggressive. You get after that first pitch. This time he takes it for a strike on the inside corner. Oh, and 2.
2 fastballs above the hands. And they may continue to try to climb that ladder. Just keep going higher and higher with the fastball. But, I mean, look, you've got 2 bases to play with here.
Absolutely. You don't have to throw a strike for 3 more pitches.
You don't.
And this is going to be out of play.
Again, they tried to go up, hand high. That ball was a little bit low. That ball was hittable. If you miss here, you want to miss above the strike zone, not in the strike zone with that fastball.
Oh, and 2. Got him, and that's the ball game. Saved the curveball, and Will Smith picks up a save. He strikes out the side. Galvis misses tying the game by a couple of feet, and the Giants are going to win this one as they've won now 2 in a row, and the Giants have won 4 of 5. So a nice win tonight.
And a comeback victory. I mean, this is a spirited win, and you know, this has not been an easy place for the Giants to win series for a long time. So great job by the bullpen. Some timely hitting tonight. The Giants wind up winning the series.
So final score here at Petco Park: Giants 5, Padres 4. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Postgame Live presented